Folks, we'll call the meeting to order. And to remind everyone of the City of Perry staff core values, it's strong work ethic, problem solving, community oriented, shows professionalism and integrity, is a team player, is accountable, and is a good steward. So can I get a motion to approve the meeting agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, any other discussion on that? Roll call?
I'm gonna do roll call first.
Roll call first, yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Shelley, Mahler,
Yes.
Walling, Schott,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Okay, now the roll call for the meeting agenda.
Mahler,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Okay, next up was the consent agenda. There were a number of items on there. It's minutes of the September 3rd regular city council meeting and the September 5th work session out at the airport. We had 9 contract service payments to Bolton Mink and 1 to Impact 7G, totaling $120,866.65. Claims register and financials for $843,779.84. And we had 1 license and permit, retail alcohol license to PT Enterprises or Tin Pig Tavern. And the inspections have not been done yet, but we're going to approve it pending those inspections. So can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, all in favor? Yeah, roll call, sorry.
Klein,
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Okay, city administrator's report.
All right, I do have a bit of a list tonight. Most of it's project updates. We'll start with the Iowa Street Wetland Project. If you've driven by lately, you'll see we'll call it the west side is really starting to take shape. So they've done their final grading and started to put in, I think they're done putting in the black dirt back on top. Today they started installing the bridge, so that's fun to see start coming to life. And then they should be starting to pave the maintenance path around the pond as well. So hopefully that's this week. Looks like some rain Thursday, so we'll see how that turns out. But you can really start to see the whole project come together, and that's exciting to see. So as kind of a happy offshoot of that project, they had been hauling all of the waste dirt from that project out to the airport. And I'll jump ahead a little bit. The asphalt, Des Moines asphalt is coming back in this week. Yesterday, what day? This is Monday. Today and tomorrow, they're out milling and prepping the airport road. So if you were out at the ribbon cutting, you'll be able to appreciate the new road very much. Forgot where I was going with that. So they are coming in this week. They're going to be paving one street or Warford, starting at First Street. And then they'll be paving the airport road. So we had to cut off hauling dirt out to the airport, and we were looking at a different place to stockpile that for future projects. And looking ahead for the community change grant that we've been working on for the EPA, as well as just knowing there's needs on that in a town as far as future trail along Willis Avenue. We had them stockpile that dirt in the right of way, kind of between 22nd Street and 26th Street. And I think today Public Works was out moving some of that, kind of building up the south shoulder of Willis Avenue for future trail. And in the meantime, just kind of an extension of that green space to the side for people to be able to walk farther away from the street until we're able to install pedestrian facilities in that corridor. So hopefully that community change grant comes through and we're able to get that done. But great way to be able to pay to only move that dirt once instead of paying to haul it out and then paying to haul it back in. So Thanks to that contractor for working with us, and then shout out to Parks and Public Works for the equipment and time to move that dirt around and kind of start grading up that part of Willis Avenue. So, yeah, keep an eye out on Iowa Street. It's really looking good coming together. So, as they kind of have that west side finished up, they're moving over to the east side, doing the final rough grading and then putting down the black dirt around all of that. Jury is still out a little bit on seeding this fall and putting in the plant plugs. So there might be a temporary seeding this fall and then permanent seeding in the spring, but we're just kind of playing the weather and progress on construction as far as that goes. So talked about the overlays. They'll be back in town. So keep an eye out. Very excited for the airport road to be redone. That's been kind of one we've been waiting on for a bit to have all that construction done. So excited about that. Frog Creek, they're still going on that. I believe they have the south cross vein installed. So they're starting to put other rock and continuing to do those lifts along the creek bank. And then, of course, the airport, we had our ribbon cutting for that last week. It was definitely a fun, long time in the works event. So tried to keep it kind of small so that we could get it open. And then looking to do a little bit more of a fly-in event, community event out there in the spring, hopefully once the grass looks nice, to really showcase that new runway and involve the community. So, so the runway is open right now. They're working on stripping the paint off of the old runway and painting that into the taxiway. So that work is underway and hopefully that part will be open again soon. So those are kind of my big project updates. Does anybody have questions on anything else? All right.
Okay, mayor's comments. First thing, I just wanted to thank the AmeriCorps program. They left like 4 days after our last meeting, and they did a lot of good work for us this summer. We're really glad to have had them. We got a lot of things done that we probably wouldn't have otherwise. And so I'd like to thank all the young adults that were here with AmeriCorps. And then I'd also like to thank all of our staff with them to help give them some job experience and oversee the projects that they did do here, because without them, we probably wouldn't have been able to get these done either. So I think with that, and then I do have a proclamation. It's for the Paces Lights On After School program. Murray, do you want to say a little something about this before I read the proclamation?
I'm Mary Dolman. I'm the PACES Project Director. PACES stands for Perry's Academic, Cultural, and Enrichment Services Program. It started as a huge federal grant project that was, thank you, I'm sure, that was $1.7 million. I was contacted to come down and establish the program. I started with a laundry basket of some supplies and about 34 kids. The PACES program originally was not just what it is now, the elementary before and after school program. We also had middle school camps and classes. We had high school programs, and then a lot of also city events. I brought back the community band program. We did senior technology. We worked with the library all these years. And so we are going to be celebrating our 25th anniversary, which I never thought we'd be able to get this far with sustainability, because of community support from our school board, and also from our families. We presently are serving over 150 students every day, 6 to 6. That also included this summer. We were open 9 weeks, 12 hours a day, and we had over 150 students there. We have so many younger students. I have 2 kindergarten sections this fall. I was really surprised with Tyson plant closing, but people are really wanting to stay in Perry. We personally get to know our families. And so the program is really critical, not just providing a community social service, but it provides economic development to the community. When people have a place to drop their children off, they can go to their jobs, and they can go to their jobs knowing their children are well taken care of with our trained staff. They are not going to get those phone calls from home of siblings fighting or wondering where they're at. Homework is completed. Academic improvement is our number one goal. We also do a lot of enrichment education. I write a lot of grants in STEAM education, science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math is a part of our program. We also really believe in fitness and nutrition with our students, keep them very active so they're not watching a lot of videos. I just recently wrote 2 grants so that we could get brand new iPads, but those are academically based. What we do, one of our huge partners is Iowa Public Television. I've worked with them over 25 years to include projects with Sesame Workshop out of New York City, and of recent a literacy project working with the farmers market and also some real academic programs. I work with United Way of Central Iowa, also ISU Extension, our Perry Public Library, the Rec Center, and also Blank Children's Hospital. So we've really become very comprehensive. The 25th anniversary is really critical to letting people know we're here. We've got a great voice in the community, and we continue to want to be here. I have invited Governor Reynolds to come. Kim knows who I am because I went down and battled with her in 2015 about a funding issue. And I did not win that battle. But I really wanted to make them understand the difference between a very important comprehensive before and after school program versus childcare, which is also critical, but quite different, where we are more like a school day after school, and also allowing our children to have fun as well. I would like to acknowledge my administrative assistant, Kathy Holmes. She was my original person with the project, and I've been very privileged to employ a lot of great adults as well as high school and college students over the years. 2 of my staff that grew up in the program, worked for me in high school and college, are now teachers here at Perry Schools, Mary Lou Ledzema and Odali Perla. And so just to me, we're growing our own here in Perry, and that's why the program is so important. So with that, also, we had the family supper that we met every year, and it's just a great sense of community that we have with the program. We'll be doing our awards, and it should be just a great community evening. So please come support us. The whole month of October is lights on. And the last thing I'll tell you, the national program was established in 2000, same year we were established. We've celebrated all 25 years of the national as well. So with that proclamation, thank you.
Okay, so the official proclamation, lights on after school, October 2024. Whereas the citizens of Perry Community Schools stand firmly committed to provide after-school programs because they provide safe, challenging, engaging, and fun learning experiences to help children and youth develop their social, emotional, physical, cultural, and academic skills. Support working families by ensuring their children are safe and productive after the regular school day ends. Build stronger communities by involving our students, parents, business leaders, and adult volunteers in the lives of our young people, thereby promoting positive relationships among children and youth, families, and adults. And engage families, schools, and diverse community partners in advancing the welfare of our children. And whereas PACES has provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement in the education and well-being of our youth, grounded in the principle that quality after-school programs are a critical link to helping our children become successful adults. And whereas Lights On After School, 25th Annual National Celebration of After-School Programs is on October 17, 2024, promotes the critical importance of quality after-school programs in the lives of children, their families, their communities. And whereas more than 28 million children in the U.S. have parents who work outside the home, and 15.1 million children have no place to go after school. And whereas many after-school programs across the country are facing funding shortfalls so severe that they are being forced to close their doors and turn off their lights. Therefore, be it resolved that PACES calls on the citizens of Perry Community Schools to assure that every child has access to a safe, engaging place where the lights are on after school for the month of October 2024. And be it further resolved that this city enthusiastically endorses lights on after school and commits our community to engage in innovative after-school programs and activities that engage the children are safe and productive when the school day ends. And I'll be signing that tomorrow morning. So, thank you. Okay, so I don't have anything else. Does anyone on the council have any comments they would like to raise?
I didn't have anything else, but I think it's important that we all need to sit back and recognize Mary. Because without Mary, this program would not be.
Okay, so next up on the agenda, we have a special open forum. We're gonna talk about fireworks, to speed things up. I know we don't have a big crowd, so, but what I'd like is we're gonna start with Chris is going to put up, the results from the online polling that we did. He can talk about that a little bit, and then we will ask the people that are for fireworks being allowed in the city limits to come up as a group and make a presentation. We'll allow 8 minutes for each side, and then we'll allow the people that want to keep the ordinance the same as it is to come up after that, and share the mic. So, it is 6:17, so we'll call this special open forum. Open it, so, Chris.
So we set up an informal online sharing, or I guess the best way to put it is a feedback form. And after we had it open for about a month, from August until just now, over the weekend is when we closed it up. We had 148 responses. Of those, we had 98 of them do some type of response to the question, which it was either yes, keep the use of consumer fireworks prohibited within city limits, or no, I wish to see the city regulate consumer fireworks in another way. Out of the 148 responses that we had, 58% roughly, 58.1 said that they would like to see us regulate consumer fireworks in another way. 41.9% said yes, keep the use of consumer fireworks prohibited. Looking through the feedback that was given without showing it all on the screen, a lot of diverse comments. The ones that were against changing the regulation pointed to PTSD, animals, children being scared by the loud noises. The ones that were for it were for changing the regulations. A lot of the comments were maybe not having it multiple days, but one particular day, either on the 3rd or on the 4th, with specific times in place. So again, a lot of diverse comments, but a lot of people saying roughly the same thing on either side.
We do have that pulled out. It is, like Chris said, 148. Staff kind of looked through it. I would say roughly around maybe 5 to 10 would be invalid. They didn't have a proper address on it or didn't give us any detail. They just put the letter A and the number 1. So we have no way of knowing if that person was within city limits, etc. It is pulled out. I do have that in a file that I can share with whoever on the council wants to see it. And it does list out all the comments that were made on it as well.
Okay. Any questions for Chris?
Can I get those numbers again, Chris, for and against?
Yeah. So the percentage is 51.8% in favor of seeing the city regulate consumer fireworks in another way. That was 86 of the 148 respondents. And then it was 41.9% that said they wanted to see it continue to be prohibited the way it was this past year. And that was 62 respondents.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will open it up to those that would like us to reconsider the ban and open to fireworks. Please step up tonight. And, okay, and just say your name, address, just,
Hi, I am Carrie Corrigan and my home address is 1820 West Fourth Street in Perry. And then I own a business at 1318 Second Street in Perry. I'm not going to say a lot. I've said stuff over the years. And so I mainly want to turn in or pass out, once again, Ankeny's, what they kind of have as their regulations. I like theirs because they have a lot of like safety tips, advice on what to do with your pets. And they actually changed it from, so it was a year and a half ago when I turned in a petition to city council with 556 signatures of Perry residents that wanted to see, they wanted to be able to use the fireworks on their property. I turned in one of those, and at that time, Ankeny only had that they were allowed to do the second consumer. It's categorized into different, there's first class consumer fireworks and there's second class consumer fireworks. And that's on here too, for if you guys want that information. They actually changed it so that the residents in Ankeny can do all of the fireworks now. So they've actually upped it from before where it was just the second class consumer ones that they could do. My only thought is, it's one day, especially if you just do the 4th of July from this time to that time, it's one day. We can still, the city lets off fireworks. So there's still the concern, okay, noise, my dogs. Just 2 blocks behind Hy-Vee is my mom's property. It's considered county. We let off fireworks every year there. So you're still hearing it. You're hearing it from all directions right outside of Perry. And so, yeah, that's kind of all I have, but, yeah, thank you. You're fine.
a little more time. Anybody else have anything to add?
I don't know.
Okay, so we'll close that. Anyone want to come up and speak for keep the regulations as is and prohibit the use of fireworks within the city limits?
I'm Kathy Holmes, and I live at 1902 3rd Street, which is a senior citizen setup. We are all, that used to be the Webster School site. So I'm probably a baby in the group up there. But what it was it been 3 years ago? Standing up here saying the same thing. We tried as citizens, our council, our police force, and different ones to try and work out something with them, with our citizens to do this. Because the first year I lived up there in 2021, it was like a war zone for days. Was it quiet come 9:30, 10:30? No, it got worse. And you had to worry about whether your yard was gonna be a mess, set your roof on fire. My animals were traumatized. I was traumatized. You can only turn your TV up so far and keep your windows closed. So then you all worked and it brought it down to what we have, weekend of 4th of July, or you get the day of 4th of July, you had till like 10:30 or 11. Didn't make any difference. Everybody thought they could do what they wanted to do. And now it's gotten 100% better. Somebody's gonna be still want to set off their fireworks, but it's not what it was like. Not for our police officers to try and do their duties plus monitor all of the craziness going on. So I would say at this point, between our veterans, our older people, our animals, and the safety of our properties, we need to leave it as it is. And if they want to buy their fireworks, they need to find somewhere out the city limits where it's quiet and do whatever you want to do. But do leave the city as it is. We have a wonderful display of fireworks that our city works hard for, and all of our citizens, other communities around, to take your families and enjoy. So I think we need to leave it as it is. You guys worked really hard to get it to this point. So that's what we have to say.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, well, thank you all for that. We'll go ahead and close that meeting at 6:25. What we will do is we'll let the council members take this information under consideration, and then they can decide if they want to make a motion in the next meeting or to change or not. And we will inform everyone when that would be on the agenda if it's come up. So, but thank you all and really appreciate your input and understanding. So now we'll move on to just the regular open forum section. You'll be asked to step up to the microphone again, state your name and address for the record, and you'll be given 3 minutes to address the council on any other issues. Anyone on Zoom wanna? Okay, then we'll move on. So we'll go to old business. First couple items are for the CDBG grants on the Nudgers Kearns Management Building downtown Perry. Item A is approval of GAX number 02 for CDBG contract number 23 HSGU 004 in the amount of $2,575. For the, like I said, the Nudgers Building on 1306 Second Street in Perry. So we have a motion on that.
I make a motion, we approve GAX number 2 for CDBG contract number 23 HSGU 004.
I'll second.
Okay, I don't see Carla online, but basically these, as you recall, the city has to sponsor the CBDG grant. And so Nudgers applied for it and have been received that. So whenever we make a payment, it has to go, they have to send it in to the city. The city puts it on the agenda. If it's approved, then it goes to District 12 and they approve it, and then it gets paid down the road at some point, and we get reimbursed, or the Nudgers get reimbursed. That happens. Just a reminder, I did remove myself from the board of the Nudgers because of this grant at the beginning of the year. So I am no longer involved with them, but so any other discussion on that? Okay, we have roll call, please.
Mahler?
Yes.
Yes.
Shaw?
Yes.
Okay, that one was for management services by Region 12 personnel. So now item B is approval of GX number 03 CDBG contract number 23 HSG 004 in the amount of $7,543. Same building. This is for engineering and architectural services to finalize the plans because we're getting very close to being able to start construction of that building. So can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve of GAX number 03 for CDBG contract number 23 HSGU 004.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Klein?
Yes.
Shaw?
Yes.
Mahler?
Yes.
Okay, item C, approval of pay application number 4 for the AWAS project. It's in the amount of $93,557.90 to Kimray Electric. It's been reviewed and approved by the project manager for payment. Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion, we approve pay application number 4 for the AWAS project.
I'll second that.
Yep. So real quick here, Sven did hit on quite a few points in his update, but the runway is open. They are finishing upgrading here this week into next. Hopefully that weather stays away, that we can get things wrapped up. Also today, they started removing the old runway light or the old runway markings, converting the taxiway or the runway into a taxiway. Waiting on a couple more Navade components, but all lights are in. And then hopefully here we're getting the AWAS equipment and the contractor is ready to get that installed right away. So it's a good shaping up and then hopefully get buttoned up on the roadway and everything back to normal.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mahler?
Yes.
Shaw?
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Okay, item D is approval of pay application number 19 for the runway 1432 relocation phase 2 in the amount of $149,503.04 to Manats Inc. For the electrical installation, concrete paving, grading, marking, and seeding. It's been signed off by the project manager, which recommends approval. Have a motion, please.
I make a motion, we approve pay application number 19 for the runway 14-32 relocation phase 2.
And I'll second that.
Need any other discussion on this one? Okay, roll call.
Klein,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Okay. Another one, approval of pay application number 15 for the runway 1432 relocation phase 3. It's in the amount of $193,274.64 to Manats Inc. And again, for the runway relocation, including concrete pavement, electrical installations, and 150th Street modified subbase, and marking and topsoil and seeding. It's been reviewed and signed off by the project manager, recommended for approval. Motion, please.
Make a motion, we approve pay application number 15 for the runway 1432nd relocation phase 3.
I'll second that.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mahler.
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Okay, item F, resolution supporting a referendum to increase board membership of the Dallas County Board of Supervisors. They currently have 3 members. We've asked them to petition them to increase it to a 5-member board. This is due to the county being one of the fastest growing counties in the country and to better represent all the Dallas County residents. We voted a while back to allow us to gather signatures for this, so we were part of the group that did do the signatures. So, could I have a motion on resolution?
I make a motion that we pass resolution supporting a referendum to increase board membership of the Dallas County Board of Supervisors.
And I'll second that.
Yeah, so this is just showing our council's support to do this. So it is going to be on the referendum, and hopefully everyone will consider voting yes for it when it comes out in November. So the roll call, please.
Klein,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Okay. On to new business. It's resolution approving tax abatement application for residential construction completed in 2024 in Perry, Iowa. This is basically to give the tax abatement for the first 5 years and 0, and then increase it over the next 5. Just a couple more applicants that we missed on our a couple of meetings ago. So could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we pass a resolution approving tax abatement applications for residential construction completed in 2024 in Perry, Iowa.
And I'll second that.
Sven, you got anything you want to say about that one?
I don't believe so, other than,
It's for improvements. It was an add-on of a new construction and they they applied for the abatement for the new piece back in June, I believe, and they decided they wanted to add on to the new construction.
so it's an abatement on an abatement.
Okay. Okay, any other discussion? Roll call?
Mahler.
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Okay, resolution authorizing the sale of unused and outdated equipment. We have a 2007 Schulte snow blower and a 1980 Chevrolet Grundman step van that are no longer needed by the city, and we would ask that we can sell those and deposit the money back into the city's account. So could I have a motion, please?
I make a motion that we pass resolution authorizing the sale of unused outdated equipment.
I'll second that.
Discussion?
So the snow blower was part of our capitals with Public Works Department getting a new tractor and a new snow blower. This one hooks up onto the rear PTO of a tractor, and the new snow blower is a front mount with front PTO. So isn't needed for our snow operations anymore. So just looking at disposing of that. Then the step van is the old dive van. I think we were going to, or we had it on the list to dispose of a while back with the thought of using it for the library and other departments as an outreach vehicle. But luckily, we have a couple mechanics on staff that advise that our resources would be better allocated in a different direction. So we are looking at getting the library an outreach vehicle. And then the community change grant would have budgeted an electric van to be able to have that be the outreach vehicle. So fingers crossed on that grant. And hopefully we'll be able to get them a brand new electric cargo van. So yeah, I think the van is already parked out near the recycle building. Both of these items will be going on Purple Wave auction to dispose of them.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Klein.
Yes.
Schott.
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Okay, item C, resolution authorizing the donation of unused outdated equipment. The airport has two REIL lights, estimated value of 1,800 that were replaced with new ones when we did the runway project. We are proposing to donate those to the Pella Municipal Airport as such that we don't need them, and they would really like to have them because some of theirs are not currently working. And I think these were donated to us a long while ago anyway, also, so. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we pass a resolution authorizing the donation of unused or outdated equipment.
I'll second that.
For some reason, it's in my head that maybe our real lights went out and we got an emergency DOT grant. For some reason, it's in my head, so has to be true, right? So with our new runway, that project came with brand new real lights, which are runway end indicator lights. So these were going to be, or were removed and set aside with the new runway opening. So I believe maybe the Iowa DOT Aviation Department got a hold of us knowing that we were going to be having some extra equipment. I think the Pella Airport is in a similar situation to ours where they're looking at doing improvement projects and kind of need something just to get by until that project happens. From our project, we know that could be 13 years. So since these were DOT funded, it's usually kind of a nice help out the next person type of opportunity for us. I know we've been on the receiving end of that from the Iowa DOT and the FAA for other airports that might have equipment from a project or funding that they're not going to expend that could be transferred to Perry. So it's kind of one of those goodwill opportunities that we're going to help another airport, and someday hopefully another airport will help us out.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Mahler.
Yes.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Okay. Item D, and final item is resolution approving a program fee agreement for the Rural Housing Readiness Assessment Program. This will be with Iowa State University Extension Outreach. They're going to help us study our housing needs and what we can do to more strategically align it with where we need to be in the near future. So it's the amount of $5,000 and should be completed in 6 months. So could I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve resolution approving a program fee agreement for the Rural Housing Readiness Assessment Program.
I'll second that.
So this is a program that we've been looking at doing for a while. It hasn't quite been the right time, but now with a little bit of a stall in development, it gives us an opportunity to focus on this. Program is really designed to look at our code as well as our incentives and how those can be modified or looked at to attract new development or redevelopment of existing homes. So the intent of this is to incorporate it into the Perry Next strategic plan. There's a housing and neighborhoods steering committee already kind of lined up for that component of the strategic plan. So able to just kind of plug that into this process. Under the, so IEDA, Iowa Economic Development Authority, has this grant program that you can apply for, similar dollar match. Their program does have kind of a grant back after the completion that the community can have funds to kind of take a step towards that plan or implementing that plan. The way that they have that program set up, though, is by county population. And if it's a fast growing, more populated, not considered as much rural county, a community within that county would not be eligible. So there was some discussion of kind of with Perry's situation with the Tyson closure of if they would look at our application differently. In the end, we decided that between discussion with Bolton Mink and the Ingenuity Company and Iowa State also offers the same program just by fee. So decided it'd be best to not wait for the application to be put in, scored, and then announcement, I think like more in the November timeframe. So moving forward with that, hoping that that $5,000 of effort with Iowa State reduces that overall scope fee from Bolton Mink and Ingenuity Company, and it kind of balances itself out. So should be a good program. I think the state is also looking at this as kind of a prerequisite or extra points factor in some of their other grant programs. So nice to be able to kind of check this item off the box when applying for future grants as well.
Other discussion? Roll call.
Klein,
Yes.
Lawler.
Yes.
Yes.
Any further business? Okay, we will adjourn. Thank you all.